Hey there, truth seekers. Welcome to our myth-busting series where we debunk popular misconceptions. Get ready to separate fact from fiction and have a laugh or two. Let's get busting. Okay, let's address the elephant in the space room. You've probably heard that the Great Wall of China is the only human-made structure visible from space. It's a classic, right? Except it's totally bogus. First of all, think about how big space is. It's massive. Seeing something as relatively small as a wall from that distance, nearly impossible. Even astronauts have weighed in on this, and they say it's just not a thing. Sure, you can see cities and highways from orbit, but those are way bigger and reflect more light. The Great Wall, not so much. Sorry to burst your bubble, but sometimes the truth is less grand than the myth. Let's talk goldfish, those googly-eyed wonders that seem to forget they ate 3 seconds ago. This myth is so pervasive, it's practically gospel. But guess what? It's a load of carp. Pun intended. Goldfish actually have a memory span of several months. Yeah, you heard that right, months. Scientists have even trained goldfish to remember mazes and recognize their owners. So, how did this whole 3-second thing get started? No one knows for sure, but it probably started as a human-centric assumption. We tend to think our way of experiencing the world is the only way, but hey, at least now you can impress your friends with your newfound goldfish knowledge. Just don't expect them to remember it tomorrow. Chapter 3, Bats the seeing impaired, not the seeing deprived. Blind as a bat is one of those sayings that just rolls off the tongue, right? But it's time to shed some light on this dark misconception. Bats are not blind, not even close. In fact, their eyesight is pretty decent, especially for nocturnal animals. They use their eyes to navigate, find food, and avoid predators just like any other critter. But Adam, you say, what about echolocation? Ah, yes, echolocation, that's their superpower. Bats emit high-pitched sounds that bounce off objects, and they use those echoes to create a sonic map of their surroundings. It's like having built-in night vision goggles. So next time someone says blind as a bat, you can swoop in and school them with the truth. Chapter 4, 10% brain myth busted. Your brain is a rock star. Here's a myth that's just plain insulting to you. The idea that we only use 10% of our brains is so pervasive, it's practically a cultural touchstone. Movies, self-help books, that weird guy at the grocery store who smells like patchouli. They all seem to parrot this idea, but it's complete and utter nonsense. Brain imaging studies have shown that we use virtually all of our brains, even when performing simple tasks. Think about it, the brain is a massive energy hog, consuming about 20% of our body's energy. Why would we evolve to have such a large, complex organ if we were only using a fraction of it? So rest assured, you're using your whole brain, even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. Chapter 5, lightning strikes twice, and we've got the footage to prove it. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. It's practically a proverb, right? Well, proverbs are often wrong, and this one is no exception. Lightning is all about electrical discharge, and it's looking for the path of least resistance to the ground. Tall objects like trees, buildings, and yes, even the same spot on the ground, can all be prime targets for multiple lightning strikes. In fact, places like the Empire State Building get struck by lightning dozens of times every year. So, the next time someone tries to tell you lightning can't strike the same place twice, you can tell them to get their facts straight. Or better yet, point them to this video. Thanks for joining us on this myth-busting journey. We hope you've learned a thing or two, and maybe even had a few laughs along the way. Remember, the world is full of misinformation, but with a healthy dose of skepticism and a thirst for knowledge, we can separate fact from fiction. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fun and informative content. Got a myth you want us to debunk? Drop it in the comments below. We're always on the lookout for more truth-seeking adventures.